What if the greatest act of loving is not giving, but forgiving? Hey everybody, it's your boy StephenMotivate back with another episode of The Journey. I've often said many years ago that love is not what you give, it's what you forgive. And understanding this is super critical, especially in this month of February. A lot of things going on in February. It's a short month. It's Black History Month. It's President's Day. It's a lot of cool things happening. But one of the most important, powerful, impactful things that's happening is it's Valentine's Day. And it sort of represents a month of love, a month of relationships. And so we want to give you some videos this month that'll help you understand how to really maximize your relationships. And I think that starts with the power of forgiveness. And so we'll talk about that a bit today, and we'll give you some tips on that. And the first thing I want to really emphasize is that we often think of love as, oh, they gave me this gift, or they gave me their time, or they gave me a ring. And so that was the symbol of love. But what I'd like to highlight to you is that love is not just what you give, and it's certainly not just what you get, but more importantly, it's what you forgive. And the reason that's so important, and people who have strong relationships understand this, is because, number one, it puts the onus, and when I say onus, I mean ownership, back on you, right? Forgiving is never anyone else's job. It's your job. And so when you think about love and you think about trying to fall in love and be in love and have great relationships, many times what successful people as it relates to their relationships understand is that it's not dependent on anyone else. It's dependent on me. And they do as much as they can to take ownership of their own relationships and ownership of their own choices as it relates to those relationships. And that starts with forgiveness. Why? Because forgiveness is a powerful tool to allow yourself to not be bitter and to not be anchored in bitterness, not be anchored in the past, not be anchored in previous hurts. But the onus is on you, because regardless of whatever someone else does, you have decided that I'm going to take ownership as it relates to whatever they've done, and I'm going to be willing to make my own decision to forgive. And this is a higher level, a higher understanding of love than just giving. Giving is a basic, very superficial even level of love, because it's so automatic. It's so, what would you say, expected, that it almost shouldn't and doesn't get a lot of credit. Because you can give to anyone, right? It is important that you give your time, you give your thoughts, you give your gifts, but I can give gifts to a stranger and not love them. I can give my time to a stranger and not love them. But love really displays itself when you forgive, because for you to even be hurt by someone in a real way means that you care for that person. It means you care about their opinion. It means you care about the way they've treated you and that it's had some sort of effect on you. And so for you to really have connection with someone, that connection is many times understood, or it comes forth through hurt. When you're hurt by someone, to even be hurt by someone, there's a degree of love there. There's a degree of caring there. There's a degree of concern. And this is why forgiveness is a higher order of understanding love than just giving. Because when I forgive you, when I operate in forgiveness, that in itself, or even if you've offended me, that in and of itself declares that there's an important relationship here that needs to be repaired, or that has had enough impact on me to where I feel something's wrong. This understanding, when you understand it properly, will help you in all your relationships. Michelle Obama, in her book, talks about her marriage. And she says this. She says, marriage is a choice you make every day to love, to forgive, and to grow. So marriage, one of these epitomes of love, Michelle Obama defines it as to love, to forgive, and to grow. So not only is forgiveness important because it puts the onus back on you, number two, it's important because it shows that the higher order, the higher understanding of love requires forgiveness. And it is one of the key tenets, at least according to one of the most powerful women in our country, to having a successful marriage. Not only do you love, but you can't love without forgiving, and you can't love and forgive without growing. And so, again, when you understand this, it's going to impact your relationships and your understanding of how to operate in them greatly. Forgiveness is so much, it's so much more important than what we give it credit for. Mostly because when you're forgiving, you are deciding that this is an opportunity for us to keep going. And the hurt, the pain, the suffering that you've been caused can be so deep and so deeply rooted that in order for you to want to keep going and to forgive and to move past it shows that there's a higher order, there's a deeper level to your love. If you can forgive your partner, if you can forgive someone, this is a sign that you might truly love them. If you can work through hurt, and if you can progress through that, if you can get to the lowest level, the deepest, darkest, most troubling thing, if you can get through that, then there is a deep sense that, you truly love this person. And it's not because of what they do. You love this person because of who they are and who they are to you. And that's why love is not what you give, it's what you forgive. Think of a mother-daughter, father-son, mother-son, father-daughter relationship. And think of a child doing something so egregious, so wrong, so disappointing. As a parent, could you forgive your son or your daughter? Could you see past their mistake and still love them and still want what's best for them? I think most parents would say, yeah, because I don't love them because of what they've done. I love them because of who they are. They're my child. Forgiveness is a sign to you and to the other person that you just don't love them for what they do, but rather you love them for who they are and you see them for who they are. Forgiveness not only allows you to see a person for who they are, but it also allows you to reclaim the fact that the hurt, the pain does not control, does not dictate the relationship. And this is why I say love is not what you give, it's what you forgive. And when you can understand that, if I can forgive you, then I truly love you. Not just because I can give stuff to you, but if I can forgive you for what you've done, if you can forgive me for what I've done that may have been hurtful, then I truly love you. And you may say that, well, my partner, my relationship, I've never been hurt. Well, if you've never been hurt, great. But a true marriage, a true partnership, a true love, it's inevitable that you're going to get hurt. It's just going to happen. If it hasn't happened, it will happen. And so I lean on what Michelle Obama said. A true, deep relationship, marriage even, requires you to love, to forgive, and to grow. So remember, love is not what you give, it's what you forgive. I hope you have a great February. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. I hope you find somebody that not just gives stuff to you, but is willing to forgive you if a situation occurs that requires it. As always, this is your boy, StephenMotivate. Love is not what you give, it's what you forgive. Stay motivated. Peace.